Now here's where it goes from sad to hilarious. Many are asking us how they can help us after we were forced to resign from my private school as a 4th grade teacher. Who's we? Who's we and us? You wasn't teaching English, was you? Okay, because they would have grounds. They would have grounds. I'm just telling you that right now. Shout out to all of the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
But why should people who are sitting at home playing video games, smoking marijuana?
Are you sitting at home playing video games? Are you sitting at home playing video games? Am I sitting at home playing video game? No. And I don't know who these people are that you're talking about.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Today we came to celebrate somebody that has glossed himself the Black Maga Preacher. Yes, he did call himself Black Maga Preacher. You know, when we say they make it their personality, it's a little too on the nose with that one. Well, you guys know his work by now.
Black culture is toxic. And the black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no father.
So white culture.
Reparations is not hard work. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
You said you believe in hard work.
Yes.
And you believe in being compensated for hard work.
Yes.
Were slaves compensated for their work?
They weren't compensated for their work. But why should people who are sitting at home playing video games, smoking marijuana?
Are you sitting at home playing video games? Are you sitting at home playing video games?
Now, you know, sometimes when you watch these Black Magas and your mind gets to wondering about what these people do in their regular life, where they came from, who their friend group is, how many buses they took to get to the studio, that kind of thing. Well, now we have an answer. We have an update from Black Maga Preacher. I cleaned out my classroom today after I was forced to resign my Florida teaching job because of my Republican platform as Black conservative. I think those are Black conservatives out there right now. Those are people that be playing the music against our will, just subjecting us to the greatest hits of 70s and 80s. Are we ever going to do that when we get older? Just play the random music? I didn't know that Black conservative was a platform. I had no idea. You mean kind of like the Black MAGA that you have in your social handle, kind of like that? Okay, I got it. I cleaned out my classroom today after I was forced to resign. Oh, I can't wait to see how trash this about to be.
So this is me cleaning out my classroom because I resigned because I was targeted in my school for my political beliefs. So this is my classroom, me getting my stuff. And yeah, I was targeted. I was told in so many words that if you don't stop speaking about certain political things, that you will be fired. And then I was targeted afterwards with a bunch of petty stuff to get me to leave my job. So
petty stuff is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. You know, they said you got to stop sleeping in your car in the parking lot, and then they said you got to stop showing up at lunchtime. They said, I got to wear a shirt when I come into the building. You know, just the petty stuff. That's crazy. Somebody even said my mustache was too far away from my lip.
You're a victim.
You know, this shouldn't be happening in any workplace for conservatives or Christians or, and this is a Christian school, but it's predominantly Black. These are run by Black Democrats. And yeah, my classroom and, yeah, it's not right.
Now, it's interesting how you bring Christianity into it. So apparently Christianity is supposed to allow you to keep your job, even though our Christian nationalism is being pushed by the least godly people that we can find. So it's really just You know what I mean? That's just your shield that I thought y'all was Christian. You know, you act like me before I was about to get jumped on the playground and grazed. I thought y'all was Christian.
But I'm okay because I have, I always contracted work as teacher that I do on the side. But it's just exposing it, bringing it to light that it shouldn't be happening in Florida. And this is what Black conservatives go through, right? If I was at if I was speaking on the Democrat side, I wouldn't be losing my job.
Now, I have to agree with one point that he made. It shouldn't be happening in Florida. That I agree with you. And then now that is shocking. I will be honest with you there, because we have seen just how partisan and politicized just about everything is Florida is that comes from the top, that being Ron DeSantis. But it's okay when it goes that way though, right? Yeah, that's okay. Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem, right? What? Because you're a Black conservative. And they have the nerve to say that we have a victim complex. You know what I mean? He done said Black Maga, Black conservatives like 4 times. The video ain't but 2 minutes. Yes, I don't believe you gave me the correct change. This is what Black conservatives have to go through.
But, you can't speak as a Republican. You can't speak as a conservative without losing your job. After my Jubilee interview, I was brought in by my dean and told there's so many words you cannot speak about that. You have to, we're going to watch your Facebook. We're going to watch your social media. You won't be allowed to speak about it. And I refuse to not speak about what I want to speak about.
I really thought Jubilee was going to be the worst thing I heard from this gentleman. It had to be, because it was going to be last. I thought that was going to be. Did this man say you can't speak as a conservative? I wonder how did Trump win? That's crazy. How did he win and you can't speak as a conservative? He was just doing sign language the whole time? Or he was just sending out letters and notices to people? Maybe that's why he was so quiet. Maybe that's why he just started dancing at the end of the campaign, because he was like, I done sent them everything because you can't speak as a conservative. I be hearing a lot from Byron Donalds, who is a rep in your state. He has never seen a camera or a microphone that he won't fall down in front of. Would that be speaking as a conservative? Would that, when Byron Donalds used our airwaves to call for the return of Uncle Herschel, would that be speaking as a conservative? That is really interesting. And then the bottom completely fell out when he said, I refuse to not speak about what I've. Well, you made a business decision, dog. You know what I mean? Hey, we need you to stop selling homemade soaps in the lunchroom. I refuse to stop speaking about that's what is better for your skin. And I know, because I've done my reading. It's better.
Stop the cap.
So apparently it was your obligation to have a job teaching children, which is also terrifying. If you heard what the man had to say, apparently it is your obligation to have a job teaching children. And miraculously, we have this whole right-wing authoritarian takeover of the government that entrench themselves without speaking as conservatives, which I'll be honest is probably the kind of miracle that we'll start seeing in your Christian Bible soon. Because I know you're going to rewrite it. You're going to have to, because this ain't going to make no sense.
That's like the worst debater of them all. And he apparently just got fired from his job. And he got fired from his job because of how he acted on the episode, not because of his political views. There has to be more to the story. School and work, unless you work in actual politics, are not a place where you should talk about politics. Claims that he works at a Christian school that's predominantly Black Democrat. Regardless, the way that you acted on the episode of Jubilee and the way that you acted after being on the episode, the way that you talked about Amanda, all of those things that you did don't paint you in a great light. And as a teacher, you need to be a positive role model for those students. Being a positive role model really has nothing to do with your political beliefs, but a lot to do with how you treat other people. And all you did was yell on your episode. That's the footage that they showed us. So I can only imagine how you acted in some of those deleted scenes. I'm not happy that you lost your job. I think that's unfortunate. You thought you were going to get backing from all those Republicans. Those people do not care about y'all. Y'all are puppets to them.
Oh, he found out. He found out, and we gonna get there. He did mention there were other stuff that they objected to with him at the job. What kind of other stuff, Black Maga Preacher?
So I want to share. I'm telling y'all more as it goes on. More of the abuse that I experienced on this job as a conservative, right? So one of the things that I was told was one day I was teaching my kids. It was morning. It was the first period. This is a Christian school, by the way, right? It was a Christian school. And so I'm teaching, I think I'm even teaching Bible or something. I don't know. And I get a knock on the door. I'm wearing a jacket, right? It's something I've wore all the time, several other Christian schools. And they come up to me, the vice principal, the principal, and the dean of students come to me. Same nasty black women that caused me to resign, because they had told me I had to choose between speaking publicly about black issues that I speak about like white supremacy and systematic racism and reparations and things like that. They don't like me talking about that type of stuff, right? They said you're a reflection of the school, and we reflect Democrat values, basically. But they told me my jacket actually looked gay and I need to take it off. It looks feminine and gay, right? I've never been disrespected like this, never been talked to like this, but that's what they told me. So that's another form of the abuse.
Which jacket? It was that one? Honestly, I think you could take up a new cause, combating homophobia. If that's the kind of stuff that they said, I think you could take that and run. No, that's the kind of stuff that you would. Okay. Well, I think you're just going to have to eat that one, man. Yeah, you're just going to have to eat that one. Hey, don't walk away. Hey, you left your jacket down. Take your jacket with you.
One thing that bothered me when I was brought into this meeting with my principal. So what happened was, I want to explain it to people kind of what happened. So we went viral. We were on the Shade Room. We were on PragerU. It was a lot of exposure that came from that video. And I had been working as a 4th grade teacher at a private Christian school in Jacksonville, trying to stay under the radar. I don't talk to people about politics at my job or anything like that. I keep my personal life separate. Well, I was brought into a meeting, which this school had many times of abuse, right? Because when you sometimes work in these environments, usually when there's a black woman in leadership.
Mm-hmm. This is a black school. It's crazy that they would object to that. That doesn't seem like that might inform the kind of messages you're pushing on the children, huh? I don't think they didn't need Jubilee. They just needed you to keep talking. But the level of entitlement, and this is the thing, because wasn't that his whole point when he was talking to Amanda Seales, was talking about, they was combating reparations and liberals and progressives asking for reparations, as Amanda identifies, radicals asking for reparations. And he combated the entitlement, but he holds out his right to talk about how this is what happens when black women are in charge. And he refuses to not talk about what he wants to talk about while teaching children. That's crazy. Were those the ones that said that about your jacket?
No, it's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit.
Now here's where it goes from sad to hilarious. Many are asking us how they can help us after we were forced to resign from my private school as a 4th grade teacher. Who's we? Who's we and us? You wasn't teaching English, was you? Okay, because they would have grounds. They would have grounds. I'm just telling you that right now. After my Democrat principal and VP brought me into the office and said either stop speaking on social media against Black community and their dysfunction or else, well, I resign and I'm looking into possible legal action. I can't wait to see what that writing looked like. This happened in Jacksonville, Florida. If you want to help us with personal expenses and legal, you can. Oh, he got a whole give, sing, go. That's crazy. We just saw that with the last Jubilee. Man, all it takes is a personal circumstance and socialism just starts to look real good, doesn't it? Man, that is hey man, where your bootstraps? They didn't let you take your bootstraps, would you? When you left when they gave you your box in your 30 minutes, they didn't let you take your bootstraps? But I think it was bootstraps on that jacket though.
For all of y'all that have been asking, we started a GoFundMe, or not a GoFundMe, but a way where you can give us to help us out as we try to get it legal. We try to fight legally, or we try to pay for our expenses.
Black Maga Preacher, you think I don't see that $100 down there? Huh? You think I don't see that $100? You think I don't see that $100 down there? Bruh, let me find. You tried the Shiloh Hendrix. And found out the hard way how they feel about Black Magas. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't even DoorDash. Like, you would have to put extra on that. Like, bruh, they put you, That's wild. I never threw my self-esteem on the craps table like that. But I'm sure glad you did. Some were having problems with the giving link. Here is a fresh link. Oh, well, let's see. Let's go to the fresh link here. Oh, we're up to $415. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't having no problem. That was your excuse to repost it. They wasn't having no problems with the giving link. This man, just so we're clear, Shiloh Hendrix raised over 800 grand? She raised over 800 grand just for slurring a child. That's it. Just for slurring a child. And if you want to know, Black Maga, if you want to know your value to the MAGA movement as Black faces pushing white supremacy, there you have it. Right there. You had to learn as a grown adult that you can't do what they do. That's wild. That's it. Hey, let me see what you can get with $400.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Tyson chicken. 3 bags of Tyson chicken. And it's all gone. Apple honey crisp chicken. 2 bags, all gone. Bag of hot fries. Bag of Doritos. Bag of hot Cheetos. All gone. The receipt. I went shopping 3 days ago. So how's this all gone? Hold up. Juice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-liter juice. And it's been 3 days. All gone. Hold up. Fruit, banana, grapes, ice cream, strawberry, milkshake, all gone. These kids gotta be selling the food. They gotta be selling food. They gotta be going to school, putting food in their book bags and selling it. Because there's no way.
Besides, ain't you the one that just said you glad doors have been open for you? Yeah, you said you glad that these doors have been open for you. So you should be good. You did your part. You've been posting about this ad nauseum. Crazy. I haven't seen nobody else. I haven't seen anybody else. This kind of smells like a crash out. This kind of smells like, wait a minute. They dragged your jacket. They dragged your jacket and they was mad about the social media activity and also the soaps at lunchtime. And you didn't feel like you could probably spread your wings, and you decided this was your crash out moment. That's what it sounded. And you thought you was going to land on your feet with the gifts. You saw what happened with Shiloh Hendricks. You said, I can land on my feet with that gifts and go. I gave him that good racist red meat on the Jubilee, and they just laughed at you. We tried to tell you that. Honestly, we tried to tell you that. It's been painful to see how some of my own people have responded to me. Many within the Black community actually celebrated when I lost my job simply because I hold conservative values. There it is again. That experience opened my eyes to how toxic parts of our culture have become. Too often, things like drug culture and destructive messages in hip hop are glorified while Black conservatives are mocked and torn down for having a different opinion. The reality is you can be accepted as almost anything in the Black community, a drug dealer, an addict, or even a thief, but not as a Republican. Living through this has shown me how toxic and discouraging that mindset is. You can be accepted as anything within most communities. You can't teach kids. You can't teach kids. We have a bit of a bar. But at least most of us do. They don't in Oklahoma. Oklahoma, they got a whole woke test, which, by the way, you might want to. That $400 can get you a Greyhound to Oklahoma. I bet you will pass that woke test. You'll pass that woke test. You can spend $400 on the bus to Oklahoma, and you can take that extra $15 and give it to the school superintendent so he can keep his video service going. So let me get this straight, though. Because you talked about people in the Black community celebrating you losing your job. So you saying that we should have an allegiance to you because you are Black, irregardless of how you behave, irregardless of your unfitness to educate kids, we should have an allegiance to you because you're Black? Because that sounds like the kind of accusation that y'all like to make at liberals. That's what that sounds like. What about this? Is that what you're saying? Is that what we supposed to care about this? Because I didn't see none of that during the Jubilee debate or literally any of the posts that you have on social media. So funny. It's always different when it happens to them, though.
But Black conservatives, no. They want access to certain kinds of white spaces, and they're willing to shit on their own people and hurt their own people so that they can get access to those spaces.
But unfortunately, Black Maga Preacher, access to those spaces is going to cost you at least $500. So you He tried to Shiloh Hendricks and they hit him with. Look. You had to find out sometime. The sooner the better. You had to find out sometime. So, best of luck, to you with that. I know you're going to keep posting about it. And good luck with those, doors being open for you. You need to turn some of those doors into wallets, and then you'll be in better shape. So, you know. Maybe Amanda Seales might be able to help you out. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. And I want to give you a quick warning moving forward. You may look at the runtime of my videos and see a 2 or maybe even a 1.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I can't do it, player. I can't do it. No, I need a hard 30 because I put you on so that my granny can go to sleep. And I need a hard 30 so that I can sneak out the house. I can't do the 15 and the 20 and the 25. Now that don't work for me.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Well, I listened to you guys when you told me that you wanted more content.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Anybody else? No, that is literally the opposite of what you said. Wait a minute. Are you doing the MAGA thing? He doing the MAGA thing when he say something and he mean the complete opposite. You ain't slick.
Wrong.
Well, part of my thought process in determining what videos to make is whether or not I can get a whole episode out of it. So in many instances, there are so many videos that could have been made that didn't because I needed them to be a certain length. And quite frankly, that's stupid. And it makes me feel cold on the inside.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Not as cold as I'm gonna be if I'm stuck in the house with Granny. I can tell you that right now. Well, look, hey, if you said it's gonna be more content, that means it's gotta be more videos, huh? That's what you said.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
So that means there will be more videos. So there'll be more BOGO days where I release multiple videos on a single day, as I just did this past weekend. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on your notifications because you won't want to miss these premieres.
What do you mean by that?
And I'm also working on an audio feed, which is, by the way, already set up over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/ReeseWaters. So those of you that are interested in a podcast format can get that content that way as well. I can work with that. No, I can work with that. Yeah, because I can put on the audio and they can just roll from one episode to the next. So that's cool. So no, we good. But you still ain't told me why your mustache is sitting so far from your lip.